EA Sports coverage of the NFL is in Houston, in the Space City at NRG Stadium. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A huge play there right off the bat. 58 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Here's Watson. And that is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing again is Watson. Dumps it complete to Miller. Miller with first down and more. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller from 17 yards out. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. First carry for James Conner. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger escaping the pressure right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
And Brandon, as we continue to see, so much of the influence on this game is now coming from those hybrid-type players. In this case, strong safety, not worried about covering the pass. What a play on the run.
Tackled for a loss.
Yeah, forget the pregame introductions. He introduced himself with authority on that play.
This time, Roethlisberger will throw. But it's brought in by Washington. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Watson now to throw. Bud Dupree in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Play action from Miller. Now Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. First catch of the game for Hopkins. It's a 1st down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Red, green, the line, green, the line.
On 1st down, Watson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bud Dupree in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
Richmond, Richmond. Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. Richmond, Richmond. Two times.
Here's Watson. Flush to his right. Going deep for Hopkins. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. The Clemson connection. Watson to Hopkins for a big one. And even 60 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you will too.
Without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter. A lot of time to change. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
It's Gunner as they stay on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Jack 16. All right, let's go.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. Flushed out right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And they will set up shop red zone territory at the 13-yard line. After the interception, here's Watson underneath for Miller. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down. From the gun, here's Watson. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Texans are in for 6. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And the Steelers set to take the field. A tale of two extremes already in the Game, a touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Who got 17? Quarter. 8.
Now this time he'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
8.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. J.J. Watt in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Snickers. All right, let's go.
Now Roethlisberger eluding the pressure, and the pressure gets to him again. J.J. Watt. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger.
8. Quarter. Hey, we gotta get
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down again. And now the Texans want to call another timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Taken from just outside the 30. Look at the spin.
Balance.
That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Down. Black 22. Black 22.
Watson on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. He got 29 yards that time. And the young buck showing that ability, that agility to dance outside of the pocket, complete the deep ball.
And don't think for a second that the coaching staff didn't have their heart rate accelerate a little bit there, right? Anytime you have those young quarterbacks.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, coughs up the football. And they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position.
TABOO380's. Tiger.
Now a first down throw, Watson. This is caught. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They come out here in the eye. Now Watson going to sneak it, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Deshaun Watson taking it in, and the Texans will extend their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Blue 30. You good? He come across.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And he's able to get up here to the 26. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
We got three, fellas. We got 3. Hey! Snickers.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. And he's got Rodgers. And they work this well upfield across the 45. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Let's go. What? 90.
Now a first down carry by Bell. Room to run inside the 40. Still staying on his feet. Are you serious? 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
I know every time we watch Le'Veon Bell play, we think about him making people miss, the hesitation move. But you remember, he came out of Michigan State as a bruiser and a thumper, and he still has those capabilities.
At 225 pounds, an underrated part of his game.
Brand 38. Brand 38.
Oh, and now he bowls him over. And That one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Kings, Kings. 8. Big.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity map to go out the window. They've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Back now in Houston. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Rush it. All right, let's go.
Roethlisberger will hand the counter. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again. He's having a nice little game. Maybe already has an eye on that 3rd touchdown.
And how about what our producer, Christian McLeod, likes to say when they've scored touchdowns like this? He's put a tent up in Touchdown City.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. To throw on 2nd is Watson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy. Richmond. Target. Richmond. Max 42.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And that is incomplete. Bill O'Brien rolls the dice, but to no avail. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And McDonald here over the middle. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. That catch good for 5. It's third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Roethlisberger will throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's McDonald. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
Target.
And Watson's going to throw it here. Flush to his right. Going deep for Hopkins. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 83 yards. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. And the Steelers on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
3 out. Snickers, 66.
This time, Roethlisberger will throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A gain of 32 that time. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Reset! 180! Whirl! Snickers, you got to spin. Jack 16. Hey!
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Set! 180! Okay.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play, as we'll get a timeout, as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Now Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown, but probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off. Boswell good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So with just a second to play, we'd have to see something crazy here for them to have a chance. And they've got it. They recovered it. They hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go, Tim.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island. Target. Down. Green the line.
Throwing now. Watson going deep for Hopkins. And this is caught inside the 5. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.